So it is a new season with brand new live manager weekly objectives. We have figured out 3 more that are brand new to complete. Let's go straight into it. So of course, head over to manager career, select live, let that load up, and then we're going to head over to which ones you need to select. So you are going to scroll over to you see core. Then you are going to start off with the cult hero for Malmo. And as you can see there, you got score 10 goals and assist 15 goals. Before the 1st of June. So nice and easy there. So we're going to start the job. We are going to go ahead and set up some of the parameters. You can change all this if you want. Just press start or pause to basically not bother with that. Now we are going to set this down to beginner. We're also going to make our way over to the match. And we're going to make this down to 3-minute halves. Like I say, on beginner. Change it all to 3-minute halves. Doesn't really matter. Make sure it's on 3 minutes. Exactly, that's it. And then once you've done that, press start or pause again. Let it load up, and we are going to go ahead and get into what happens in the calendar. So just go ahead, sign the contract. Doesn't really matter what you do here. Again, we're just looking to do one objective only. So all you need to do is cultivate a cult hero the streets will never forget. And as we said, it is score 10 goals, assist 15 goals with Talha Ali. Now, Talha Ali is going to be on the bench. So what you want to do is head over to squad, head over to team management, and all we're going to do is just sub on Talha Ali. And as you see, Talha Ali is there, but double check he isn't anywhere else, just in case yours is slightly different to mine. But you are looking for that Talha Ali. And then we're just going to stick him up front. That's all we're going to do. Now he's up front. We are going to go ahead and set yes, and we are going to go to our first game. So again, we can play preseason friendlies. We can do whatever. What I recommend doing, just in case it doesn't work, not saying it will, but just in case it doesn't, you're going to head over to office, head over to calendar, and we're just going to sim to the first game of the season or cup, right? So we're going to go ahead and sim there. So I'll meet you back once we made that simulation. Just go ahead and skip pre-season. We are at the first game, which is going to be a cup. Now, if you don't feel comfortable in 3-minute halves, don't worry. You only have to get those goals that we mentioned, 10 goals, 15 assists. Now, with the assists, it can just be with anybody with the team. So make sure you just pass with Ali to the team. Go ahead and get the goal. Now, if you can't do it in one game, don't stress. Go ahead and do it in the second game. Once you have ticked off all the goals and all the assists, let's say it takes you 3 games, 1 game, or 2 games. Once you've done it all, just sim to the end, and that will be done for you. So you can see here, look how easy it is. Just going to run through, shoot, get the goal. So there's 1 goal. And an assist is just passing with Talha Ali, and then we are just going to basically get the assist with him, right? So again, we'll give it to him, and once we get a second there, and essentially, once we win the ball, apparently I can't know how to do that. Give him the ball, and then you're just going to send somebody on a run like that, and then you're just going to play the through ball, for example. Now, that's our assist. If we score this, get the shot off, and there's our assist. So you just want to go ahead and get 15 assists at 10 goals, and I'll be back once I've done that. So I've got the 15 assists. I just need 9 more goals. If you do want to check while playing, just pause the game, head down to performance, and then just select the player you want to look at. See there, 1 goal, 15 assists. So we're going to go ahead and try and get 9 more goals in this, but if not, I'll show you what to do in the second game, which is just basically the same thing. Go ahead and score until you get the goals that are needed. And then you just press start and sim to the end of the match, basically, when you've got the goals. But I'm hoping that I might be able to get this done in this one game, as we only have to get ourselves 8 more goals. As you can see, we got the 15 assists ticked off, but not the goals yet. We have got ourselves 3 goals. So all we're going to do now is go ahead and get the extras. If you do want to check at any moment, just head over back to the office, go to standings, and then you can have a look at basically your team in terms of score and fixtures. Have a look at those and have a look who got the goals, etc. So we're going to go ahead and go into the next game. Once I've scored those 8 goals or 9 goals, I will be back and show you exactly what to do if you do that. Like I said, if you can't get it done in one game, don't stress. You can always do it in the second game. So we have scored 10 goals in this game, just for argument's sake, in case you were to basically get assists in one game, goals in the other. Once you've done that, you are just going to go down to sim to the end, because you've got those 10 goals you needed, or 15 assists, or both of them together. Once you sim to the end, you are just going to go ahead and basically sim a couple days in the calendar. And you can see that that has been done. Chances completely able to do that. And now we can just go back to the main hub. Now we're going to go over to the objectives because people keep saying it doesn't track. I'm going to show you how you can update this and fix that problem. See there, I have completed it. You saw it on the screen. It hasn't ticked it off. So all we are going to do is back all the way to the main menu where you select career mode, ultimate team, pro clubs, etc. This one here. You are then going to press your home button and you are going to force quit and reset the entire game. So you then go back into the game again. I'll meet you back at the main menu once that's done. We have logged back in. Now we're going to go ahead and check the season pass again. Head over to the manager live objectives. And you can see there, bang, has been ticked off. Let's move on to the second one, which is going to be under the European tab at the top. You just press LB or R1 or whatever to get there. Go to Russian score. And you can see they've got to participate in the quarterfinals of the Women's Champions League before 24th of May and score at least 2 goals per game until the 24th. Now we're going to go ahead and start the job. Choose Arsenal. Doesn't really matter too much, but Arsenal have the strongest team. Again, we're going to put this down to 3-minute halves. It has to be on professional. We can't change it. hit advance, and then we're going to go into the season. So again, the exact same thing. Just head over to the office once you've got your career mode started, and we're just going to sim to the first game of the season. We're going to ignore all of the preseason again. Hit yes. Now, the reason why we're going to do it this way is because we're just going to ignore preseason. It doesn't matter. And there is a really quick way to get this done. It's still going to take you a little bit of time, but it's still very, very fast. And we're going to show you exactly what to do. So I'm going to meet you back once we have skipped the preseason and got the first game of the season underway. Now, we're at the first game of the season. It is Arsenal against West Ham. Now, there are two ways you can do this. You can go straight into the game, and you can essentially basically score 2, 3, or maybe 4 goals and then sim to the end. You could play highlights to try and get 2 goals, attacking highlights, but it's a bit of a gamble. And then we have the quick sim or sim match where you can jump in at the time. Now, I recommend just doing the play match because the last thing you want is not to score at least 2 goals and you've wasted the entire time. This is the safest way to do it. Again, it is on professional difficulty, so just keep that in mind. But you just want to get a couple goals ahead. Now, remember, on 3-minute halves, so the time will go relatively fast. The AI is going to pass the ball around a little bit, as you can see there, but it isn't going to be the end of the world. So we are just going to go ahead and get those goals, and I'll meet you back once we get the ball and we get those goals. Ball, we've got ourselves on a one-on-one situation here of the through ball. Shoot across goal, and there's our first goal. Now, we're just going to do that till we get to, like I say, 2 goals. It doesn't matter if we win or lose. The only ones that matter in the Champions League. So in the league, it doesn't really matter. So we're just going to get those 2 goals we need, and then we're going to sim to the end. So let me go ahead and get the second goal. And through ball at the top of the pitch. Russo across goal. There's our second goal. Now all we're going to do is just pause the game. We're going to go all the way down to sim to the end. And then you'll see there, we drew 2-2. But we got our 2 goals. That's all that matters. We don't care about winning or losing in the league, in the Women's Super League. All we care about is getting those 2 goals. So again, we're going to go back to the office, head to the calendar, and go to the next game. And we're just going to rinse and repeat that until we get to our Champions League game, which I'll meet you there once I get there. So we have made it to the first Women's Champions League game, and these ones are a little bit more important. So you kind of want to score 3, maybe even 4 goals, just to make sure you win these to get to the quarterfinals. As you can see here, the previous calendar, we won 3-1, 3-2, 3-0, 2-2. So we're just scoring 2 goals and then simming. The same thing with this. We're just going to make sure we get 3 goals this time because we have to basically make it to the next stage. And that's really important that you do that. So go ahead, do the exact same thing you have been doing. Get in the 2 goals in the Premier League or the Women's Super League. Then sim in. This one, you want to go 3 or 4 goals and then just do the exact same thing sim. So you're not playing the full game. You're just simming. And this is how easy it can be. You just run through little 1-2 passes here and there, and then you're going to get the ball back. Now, let's say you win the ball here. Don't be scared to send players on the run, because you are going to get the space open. The AI doesn't track it on professional, so just keep that in mind. Some teams will be a little bit harder than others, basically based on how FIFA or EA themselves rate the team, if they got more stars or not on your opponent. But that's how you're going to get it done. So I'll meet you back once I've gone ahead and basically got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Right, as a disclaimer, I do apologize. This next bit is a little bit corrupted. The footage got corrupted, but you can still see it's just not in the best quality ever, but you can still follow along. It's just a little bit fuzzy, that's all. So we have made it to February, so far doing the exact same tactic. Now, if you have a look underneath Friday, February 13th, the next fixture isn't until 72 days. So we're just going to keep simming this way, not through the calendar. Because if you do it through the calendar, it's going to skip the dates and you may actually end up not getting the games that you need. Now, there are transfers happening. There's accidents that happen. I've got what they call dynamic situations. Just keep skipping through those. And there we go. We've got ourselves the next UCL game, or Champions League, if you want to call it that. But you can see it's in March. So actual fact, it seems like a really long objective. But once you get past the December, January window, it flies through. Like, we're in March now. We've only got to get to April, and then May, we are there. As you can see, more transfers are coming in and out. I'm not really entirely fast because I'm just scoring 2 goals and simming to the end. If this is the quarterfinal phase, I don't think it will be. It'll be the last 16, so we've got to make sure we win it. But again, just treating Champions League as the most important and the league games as they are is the best way to do this. And as you can see, we can probably go to the calendar now and actually just sim to the actual date of what we need, which is going to be up to the 24th. It's just way quicker doing it like that. If it's going to let you do it, than just doing it 1 by 1. But do it 1 by 1 until this Champions League date comes up. And again, that's all you have to do. So we're going to go ahead and get to the quarterfinal like I've mentioned. We're going to go and make sure we win these games. And we are going to be doing the same thing. We're going to score 3 or 4 goals, and then we're just going to sim to the end. We're in pretty good form because every single game we're winning now, and that is because we're scoring 2 goals and then basically going ahead and simming. You see all these people are leaving. I think the game's bugged. I don't know why we're losing so many players, even when the transfer window isn't open. So, oh, actually, fact, let's go back. You can see right there, it says quarterfinals. So all we have to do is participate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and score 2 goals, and then I'm going to sim. Because you still need to score 2 goals. You need to participate, but you still need to score 2 goals. So we're going to go do that, and I'll meet you back once that is done. So we got the 2 goals, again, in about 15 in-game minutes. And again, 3-minute half, so very, very quickly. Going to sim to the end. We won 3-2. So it doesn't matter if we win or lose this game. We're just looking to get those 2 goals. Now, it's going to give us the second leg, as you can imagine, is going to be within a week. So we are going to go ahead and play that game. Do the exact same thing, get 2 goals, and I'll show you the end result. It doesn't matter if we win or lose this game, as long as you score the 2 goals that are needed. Every single time, you'll be fine. So I'm going to go ahead and get those goals. So again, we got ourselves the 2 goals and we managed to sim and win 3-0. So we're through to the next round. Now, unfortunately, because we're through to the next round on the simming, we are going to have to keep going and basically scoring 2 goals in those matches. But what you can do, if you really wanted to, you could just turn around and score on goals and get yourself knocked out. It depends on you, really. But you can see how next game is going to be the Champions League again, and it is going to be on the 26th of April. So we're only literally 2-3 weeks away, or technically 4 weeks away from getting this done. So we are going to go ahead and do the exact same thing. 2 more goals, quit. So I'll meet you back at the end of when we get to the 24th of May, and I'll see you there. So we have made it to the 23rd of May, 1 day away. Unfortunately, we're in the Champions League final because we didn't score our own goals to lose the game. We are going to go ahead and get those 2 goals and then sim out, and it's going to be as simple as that. And then that's it. That's going to be this challenge done. So I'll meet you back once I have got these goals, and I'll meet you there. So we got the 2 goals, and we managed to win the Champions League 3-2. Again, doesn't matter if you win it or not. It's just getting those 2 goals every game. We're probably going to get ourselves a ceremony in a second. We can go ahead and skip that. But you can see they advanced to the next day, which is the end of the season. And bang, there is the ceremony as we predicted. Skip that. Doesn't really matter. And we are going to get that objective complete, which then leaves us on to our last one. But one more thing again. Let's see if the objective has counted or not. And as you can see, this one hasn't counted either. So we've got to do the exact same thing as before. Back out and then reload the game back up. So that's what we're going to do now. So we have gone ahead and reset, and you can see it says 2-2. So all we need to do is just basically go into the next campaign. That will unlock it. And then if you get 3 out of 3 done, just log out and log back in like we showed you, and that's how you're going to do it. So let's go ahead and get into the last one, which is going to be League Leaders under Showdown. You can see that we're going to be Real Madrid. We've got to spend 50 million, and we've got to win the La Liga, as well as beating FC Barcelona with Mbappe before the 1st of June, and scoring 20 goals with Mbappe as well. You can already tell what we're going to do here. 3-minute halves on beginner. And we are going to go ahead and set up the same thing as before. So again, heading over to match, 3-minute halves on beginner. Nice and easy there. Nothing else needs to be done. If you want to speed it up a little bit more, you can go ahead and turn the transfer window off. And it doesn't even let you, so you can't turn transfer window because you need to buy someone, just remembered. So we are going to go ahead and get into the first game. Now, the beautiful thing about this one is you do start the season a little bit further in. And as you can see, we're already in the Champions League. We check the calendar. We're in October. So our next game is going to be against Barcelona. So all we're going to do is sim to there because we don't care about the Champions League right now. We're just going to sim. And we're going to concentrate on Barcelona. And we're going to make sure Mbappe is in our lineup. So I'm going to meet you back at the start of the Barcelona game. Also, as you can see, you are top of the table. And it is important that if we were to check the objectives here, if we win La Liga, we spent 50 million, and we beat Barcelona, and we scored 20 goals with Mbappe. So that's exactly what we're going to do in this game, is make sure Mbappe's starting. To be honest with you, he should be starting for you, but if he isn't, just double check anyway. See Mbappe's up front, perfect. Because we're on beginner, we are going to go ahead and beat Barcelona by as many goals as possible. Whether that's 20 goals or just Mbappe only, or much more, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to meet you back at the end of this game. So once you have got those 20 goals with Mbappe in this Barcelona game, you are then just going to go ahead and basically sim to the end. A very similar tactic to the previous one. You see we won 20-0. Sorry, Barcelona fans, look away, but we're looking to get this objective done. Now, Mbappe has got those goals. We've also beat Barcelona. So if we were to head over to the office, you will see here that hasn't ticked off just yet because, well, it hasn't even ticked off, even the game lied to me. Now, all we need to do is just sim to when the transfer window basically opens. So that's what we're going to do here. So head over to the office. You're going to head over to your calendar, and you are going to make your way over to December. So we're going to sim all of these games until December, and I'll meet you back once it has been done. So we have made it to the end of December. Now, the reason why we've done this is because it is important that you're checking this standings. Now, as you progress through the last couple months, keep checking after every 4 or 5 games to make sure you're first. You may need to play a few games just in case. But that being said, we are going to go into January now. And because we are going to go into January, the transfer window is going to open for us. And then we can go ahead and buy anyone for $50 million. Doesn't matter which one it is. It could be any player. We're just going to go out and buy someone. This is expensive. So we're going to head over to our transfers. And we are just going to go ahead and basically find someone to buy. Now, important thing to remember very quickly with this challenge is it can only be someone under the age of 21 and it can only be from France. So just keep that in mind when you are looking to buy someone. So when you are in a transfer market, that's just literally the requirement to put in France, age max 20, hit search, and you're just going to go ahead and add anyone on the short list here. Going to shortlist this guy here, and then we are just going to go ahead and offer $50 million for this player. Whether he's worth it or not, doesn't matter. We're only looking to get the challenge done. And as you can see, we can approach to buy, and we are going to go ahead and go no, negotiate with the club, and we're going to spend, like I say, $50 million. So let's go ahead and do that now. Going to offer a transfer fee. Of course, we're going to spend extortionate amount. We're going to offer just a little bit more because we want to make sure the challenge is done properly. You never know, VA. We're going to submit that offer. They're going to, of course, accept it because we've absolutely overpaid. And now we're just going to wait for the cutscene to come through, which is when we're going to go ahead and offer him a contract. And then that is going to be done for you. You can go ahead here and go ahead and negotiate the wage. Exactly like that. We are just going to give him whatever he wants. I can't imagine he'd want too much. We're just going to accept all the terms, and that transfer is going to be done. So again, I'm going to meet you back once that transfer is done. And there we go. The transfer's done. So we've signed ourselves an crazy expensive young French player for over 50 million. And that has been done. Let's go ahead and check our office just to make sure the objective has been completed. And you can see that all we have left now is to win La Liga. So like I said, in your calendar, what you are going to do is you're going to head over to the office. You're going to check the calendar, and you're going to sim every 3-4 games in the league. So we've got 3 here. So our third one is going to be Levante underneath my camera. So we're going to sim to the 18th. Now, it's really important that you win these games because, of course, the more games you win, the longer you stay at top, right? So we're going to keep an eye on Barcelona as well. So we lost that game, which is unfortunate. So we may have to play a few games, which I'll show you the quickest way to do that. But I'm going to meet you back once it's done in terms of simulation. So those games have been done. As you can see there, we lost the first Real Betis game, but we won the next two, the last league game there. Now, if we have a look at the table in a second, you'll see this is a Champions League table. We don't care about that. We want to know about La Liga. So if we head all the way over to La Liga, you will see that we are currently sat, I believe, in first place. Once we do find it, when the game decides it wants to pop us on there. There we go. Hypermotion. Premier. Where is it? So as you can see, we are top of the table by 3 points. So again, we're going to keep that in mind as we keep going through. And that is going to be the most important thing we care about. I don't care about Champions League. I only care about the league. So I'm going to go ahead and sim past this Villarreal game on the 25th. And we're going to see how we do. And you want to do that every single month. So I'm going to recap after every month just to show you where we are. So you can copy me and do the same. So we're coming up to the end of February. And again, if we were to check the offers, you can see we're 9 points clear now. So we could probably got a little bit of safety to skip a couple months, which is exactly what we're going to do. I'm going to sim all the way up to April, which is going to be the 15th, just to double check. So I'll meet you back at that time there. So we are halfway through April, only a couple games left to go, and you can see we are clear now, so we can just go all the way to the end of the season, which is exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to make our way over to the 25th, and I'll meet you back there, but that's why you want to check because it is important. Now, again, this doesn't guarantee we are going to win it, but as long as we keep winning these games, as we lose us one here, 1-0, but as long as we keep winning these games, if I lose like another 2, I'm going to go ahead and check the table again, because there is a Barcelona fixture coming up. But as long as you just keep winning these in the sim and you're noticing you're winning all games, you haven't really got anything to worry about, so just keep that in mind. It's only La Liga. Nothing else really matters whether you win or lose. So like I say, I'll meet you back at the end of May. And there we go. We have simmed all the way through and we managed to win, and that has been completed. So what we're going to do is the exact same thing as before. Check if it has counted. Most likely hasn't, so we're going to have to basically quit the game out, as you know. But let's double check just in case. So head over to the objectives. We're going to head down to manager live objectives, and long and behold, that one has counted. So all we need to do now is quit the game, come back, and that'll be done. And as you can see, that has been completed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Any questions, comment down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.